Greetings. My name is Rob Shevlot. My wife Jane and I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we operate just a little personal ministry here at our home called One Way House. One Way House, the name is derived from a very dear friend of ours who has since departed, a gentleman by the name of Larry Norman, who we got to know both from the early 70s on up until he passed away about 3 or 4 years ago. Larry was widely considered to be the godfather of Christian rock and roll music, and Larry is in many ways responsible today for much of what's going on in the Christian rock music scene. So we kind of dedicated our little ministry called One Way House to the life and ministry of Larry Norman. So what One Way House is we have made our home available for pretty much for the past 10 years or so to traveling bands, whether it be religious, Christian, or secular, singers, songwriters, guitar techs, merch techs, spoken word performers. We've just kind of made our home available here in Indianapolis for them to stop in, whether that be just to stop in for a home-cooked meal, to do laundry, to rest and relax, to fish, or to spend a couple days off the road while they have time between their gigs. We found this to be very rewarding, not only for us but also for the people who stay at the home too. It's allowed us to be able to invest into their lives, to form a bond and element of trust with the artists and musicians that stay here, and really allowed us to, in a sense, become part of their family. Jane and I have been, in many ways, involved in and out of the music industry since the 70s, so we got a pretty good understanding of what's involved with life on the road with a lot of these artists, what they go through, their struggles, the good times, the bad times, the highs and the lows, showing up at venues, finding out the venues close, leaving the venues, finding out that the promoter is not going to pay them, sleeping in Walmart parking lots and truck stops, and just all the struggles that go on, the struggles individually that they have, the spiritual struggles, the physical struggles that they have, the relationship struggles. So we've kind of opened up our house to be used as kind of a safe haven for these many artists that pass through here. And part of what we try to do is get to know them as people. One of the rules that we have is when they come through the door, we don't care who you are. We don't care what band you're in. We don't care how successful you are in any genre or in any circuit. We want to know about you. We want to know what trips your trigger. We want to know your struggles, your values, your goals in life, and then how we, as either Jane and I or some of the other support families across the United States, how we can support them, whether that be in prayer, which we always do, whether that be just being a friend, or whether that just being available as a kind of an accountability group or people as they have needs across the country. So it's been very rewarding for us. We've been able to develop some deep friendships with a lot of people, and at the same time see a lot of artists and musicians mature in life, make decisions, life decisions, just see them in a non-stage performing environment and relaxation. And last but not least, being able to share with them the love of Jesus Christ, and being able to really put into action what Christ called us to do, and that is to be a servant to others. And by being a servant, then that's just to make yourself available. And again, part of that here at One Way House is making ourselves available, making our home available, making beds available, a good home-cooked meal available. So all that kind of encompasses kind of what we do here at One Way House. And again, it's been for about the past 10 years that we've been able to just invest in hundreds and hundreds of artists across the country, and be able to call many of them friends today. And again, so the what we kind of implore a lot of people to do across the country is pray for the artists every day as they're crisscrossing the country, as they're on the highways, as they're sleeping in Walmart parking lots or truck stops, or or whatever, scraping to get by, because most of them, most of the artists out there, the great majority are out there for a reason, and that is because they feel called of God to be doing what they're doing, and that is to share Jesus Christ through music. Music, in our opinion, Jay and I's opinion, is in our opinion, is absolutely the most powerful offensive weapon that we have to reach certain age groups today. A lot of bands understand that and feel that that's their calling, is to share Christ through their music, whether it be hardcore, screamo, emo, instrumental, or whatever. God can use music and has used music through many of these artists to effectively change the lives of people that otherwise would not be able to be reached, whether it be through the established church, youth groups, or whatever. A lot of these kids are disenfranchised kids, and they're drawn to music, which again is why we just are overwhelmed by the power that music has today, and the heart and soul of a lot of these artists that understand that and try to portray and show Christ through their music, both on the stage and off the stage. So we do our very, very small part here in Indianapolis as One Way House, but there are countless others of host homes across the country that do the same thing that we do. So whenever you see a white 15-passenger van rolling down the highway with no markings on it, pulling a white trailer or black trailer, pretty much know that that's probably a band heading from one gig to the other. And just take the time when you see that to just say a prayer for them. Doesn't matter who they are. You don't need to know if they're Christian or secular. Just say a prayer for them, because God is doing a mighty work today with a lot of these groups out there, and He's doing a mighty work today through music to reach into the lives of some of these kids and just show the love of Jesus Christ. So that's One Way House. If you're ever passing through Indianapolis, Indiana, we'd love to see you. You don't have to be a singer, or songwriter, musician, or artist, a tech, guitar tech, or a merch person. If you love music, then One Way House door is always open here in Indianapolis, Indiana. So stop in and see us if you're ever passing through.